Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss The Polar Express, starring Tom Hanks and directed by Robert Zemeckis. Before I get into this review, I did see this in theaters a long time ago though, but I remember I didn't go to the 3D or IMAX 3D showing of this movie because there wasn't really a theater near me that would do that, except for maybe one theater that I'd choose not to say the title of, but with their big IMAX screen that's like, I don't know, like 100 feet tall or something. And it scared me as a little kid, and I was afraid to go to that theater because believe it or not, I'm afraid of heights, so I was afraid it would suck me up all the way to the roof. But that's no excuse, as I go to the IMAX sometimes now. But let's see how this movie goes. I am a little curious to return because it has been years since I've seen it. A young boy, as I'm going to call him throughout the show, hears a bell of Santa Claus's sleigh and goes downstairs and sees nothing is in the stocking and under the Christmas tree as he witnesses the parents, putting his sister to sleep. And he hears the parents come in to check on him and kiss him goodnight as he pretends to be asleep. And they leave, and the boy hears a train as he puts on his robe. Yeah, that's right. And sees the train called the Polar Express as he boarded the train with the conductor, who's played by Tom Hanks, as well as he plays other characters too, and who's an actor I really enjoyed in lots of movies, including the Toy Story films, which I already reviewed him in. And the faces looked absolutely creepy, as there's something not right about how their faces looked. And I think it's the way Zemeckis animates his movies, but that makes it look so creepy. The boy lets in another boy, and the conductor says they're on a very tight schedule, and they pass out hot chocolate and do a musical number. And I'm not a fan of musicals, but I do like how clever the song is. And an African American girl offers hot chocolate to the other kid in the back and gives it to him as she accidentally loses her ticket, and the boy tries to get it to her, and it flies from wolves to a bald eagle to its baby and back to the train as the boy finds it and goes on top of the train after he was led to believe the African American girl was going to get thrown off the train, and goes on top of the train to return it to her and meets a man with the fire and briefly talks with him and finds the African American girl, and as he skis with the guy with the fire to the front of the train by going in the coal, and finds the African American girl controlling the train while the engineer puts a front light on, and she and the boy stop the train while there's a pack of caribou that they communicate with, which was kind of funny. And I'm enjoying the story, and I'm not hating this movie. My only problem is the animation in this movie, as it looks pretty scary. But I do also enjoy the ride the train takes at times, and this movie looks like in this the let me start over. The train takes at times in the movie like in the ice, for example, and I do like the characters as they have no names whatsoever, and that is a smart choice, but there will be a name for the other boy later on, which I'll get to. The boy joins the African American girl and the other boy, who appears to be shy, so I'll call him the shy boy. He's the one with the name, by the way, which I'll get to later. And they sing a Christmas song and see the northern lights and arrive in the North Pole City and see the elves as well as a giant Christmas tree. And the boy and the African American girl get the shy boy off the train. They have another thrill ride and get stuck on the turntable. And they hear the sleigh bell and through the track and go around town. And the city is beautiful looking. I like that city. And they get in a station where the elves check if the kids are naughty or nice. And they go on another thrill ride and cross a conveyor belt and follow the shy kid, whose name happens to be Billy, and to the mountain as presents, as it'll be in a big bag, And the visuals in this movie are pretty spectacular, and this is a beautiful looking movie in a scary kind of way. They get off the bag and they see Santa Claus as the boy is distracted by the bell and on the sleigh falling off as it doesn't ring. And he says, "I believe," and it starts to ring, and Santa comes up to the boy and says to Santa, "I believe this is yours," as he chooses the boy and asks him what does he want for Christmas, and he says the sleigh bell, and gives it to him, and it's now midnight. And Santa takes off on his sleigh. All the kids board the train, and the conductor types "believe" on the boy's ticket, and we see he loses the bell, and the boy is sad about it and drops off Billy first, and they get to the boy's house, and the conductor drops him off and tells him a message about deciding to go get on a train, and he wakes up on Christmas morning, and they open presents, and the boy gets the bell that he got from Santa earlier in the film, and the climax had a heartwarming message as this movie is believing. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 8.1 out of 10. My only problem is the faces in this movie didn't look quite right. But I like this movie quite a bit. I really like the message of believing as it's heartwarming. And this is a beautiful looking movie in a scary kind of way. But it's really enjoyable, and give this a look at, as I think this movie has a very good message as it's a holiday classic. So thank you guys for joining me for the Christmas Classics series. And until we get to next year, Merry Christmas to all, and good night.